The persistence and banality of evil and the thinker. Despite Pharaoh's command to kill all the Hebrew boys, Moses' parents saved the baby. 80 years later, the child stood before Pharaoh. One man held the king's scepter, and the other man held a stick with the power of God. Pharaoh did not make a concession for the interests of his own and Egypt, even though his opponent was God. We can still see the persistence of evil from him, who has sent the army to kill the Hebrews after he had released them, and also from his father, who had killed all the Hebrew boys. Meanwhile, Moses persevered to the end and waited for him to set the Hebrews free voluntarily. Patient and long-waiting God, good and loving God, has manifested himself in history through Pharaoh. The parents and the midwives waited patiently for this day. Pharaoh lost all his elders and allied troops, and Moses succeeded in escaping with his people. And the fight of the century was over like that. One side had the power to kill, and the other side had the power to save. The victory was the latter's. In the 20th century, 3,000 and hundreds years later from then, Israel met a more severe ruler than Pharaoh. Millions of people have been sacrificed at the extermination camps. Hannah Arendt saw the horrible truth, banality of evil from Auschwitz murderer Eichmann, that anyone can be a devil in a particular situation. What the ideology of totalitarianism has made was a monster with a triple of inability to think, to speak, and to act. Viktor Frankl, who survived Auschwitz, said, "What he becomes within the limits of endowment and environment, he has made out of himself." In the concentration camps, we watched it and witnessed it. Some of our communards behaved like swine, while others behaved like saints. After all, man is that being who invented the gas chambers of Auschwitz. However, he is also that being who entered those gas chambers of light, with the Lord's Prayer or the Shema Israel on his lips. This striving to find a meaning in one's life is the primary motivational force in man. To overcome the persistent and banal evil, one must be the person who thinks. Otherwise, we cannot stop totalitarianism and each of us becoming a swine and a monster. The saints in the concentration camps were thinkers, and in their thoughts, they found the meaning of life from God. The war against evil is still ongoing. We must choose to become swines, monsters, or saints. Obviously, just like Moses and the saints at the concentration camps, God's power comes only to those who seek out the meaning of life from God. And only to the eyes of those people, good and evil are clearly visible.